Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Tonight, got my ass handed to me tonight. Was not a very good one. I'm kind of think of where I went wrong tonight. I think I got sucked into the Coarse thing. I think I had a little bit more. Well, actually, uh, some of the bigger points was Sensatella getting cute, playing pitching in Coarse. That was bad. I had just enough of him to kind of ruin me. Then there was the Carlos Gonzalez joints happening. 21% of people had him, and I had him in just about every lineup. So that hurt me. That zero from him hurt me. What Kluber? I had a lot of Kluber, which was good. I was definitely satisfied with what Kluber did. It was the night could have been a lot better. Had we been on Tampa is what really got under my skin, man, as well as the Nationals. Tampa and the Nationals. That's what got me, bro. I had no Tampa. Well, I had a very small amount of Tampa. Absolutely no Washington. No Washington. And that is what served to be my undoing, man. I am on the road to losing about half my buy-in tonight. And that always sucks. That always sucks. We got together, made a little parlay ticket. That one folded, and these are extremely hard to hit. What we're doing with the parlay is extremely hard to hit because we picked 10 games, and I'm gonna see how many games you got right. Okay, we're gonna look at that a little bit later on in the show. But gotta let you know. Excuse me. Excuse me. Inside of the sweatshop, man. Went in, made a post, just wanted to keep everybody abreast of what's going on. And I want to explain a little bit because some of the newer guys, it may have taken offense to a post that I made. And one of the major key features in the DFS sweatshop is I like to bring people in that know sports. Very rarely is the motherfucker coming to the sweatshop and not knowing anything about anything, right? You all know something. And I'm not letting you off the hook. You're smart guys. You watch sports. You know sports. You played them in high school. You're very intelligent people, and I'm not gonna let you off the hook. I don't like because I want you. If you're talking, I either want you asking specific questions or answering specific questions. I want you asking specific questions or answering specific questions. So when you make a lineup and you post it in the group, okay? When you make a lineup and you post it in the group, just saying thoughts is not enough. I want to know your thoughts because you're a smart guy. You're in the group. I brought you in. I accepted you. That means I did a little research on you. I looked at you. I saw what you've been doing, and I like it, and I wanted to bring you in. So when you post a lineup and it says thoughts, that's not good enough for me. You're shortchanging me. You're shortchanging yourself, and you're shortchanging the group because we want to know what are your thoughts. Why did you select the guys you selected? Tell us. If you tell us why you selected the guys and it sounds like a bullshit dumb reason, guess what? We're going to let you know. So the more information you give us about why you chose the guys that you chose, the better we can help you. Or the more you can help us. Because I can be like, damn, that's a good-ass reason to pick that dude. Case in point. Everybody is so scared of Scherzer. Oh, I can't play Scherzer. I can't play no Scherzer, no Scherzer, no Scherzer, no Scherzer. So Paul Harris comes in and says, yo, I want you to take a look at Christian Yelich. And he guarantees Yelich to hit a home run in a line drive. He says the guy's cheap. He's playing against Scherzer. Nobody's going to want to play him. He's batted well against him before. I think he's hit him for 2 home runs and 25 at bats, some shit like that. I think you should take a look at him. Play him, right? What does the guy do? You see what I'm saying? That's the type of group we are, okay? So when you post a lineup in the group, in the future, please let us know why you selected the guys you did. That way we can break down the lineup with you. Yo, and see the funny thing is, do you wonder why, like, if you say thoughts, it has like 2 or 3 comments? Because we don't have enough information to really chop it up with you. If you I'm talking about it, I have no issue with it. Post a lineup and do a complete breakdown, step by step, point by point, player by player, why you selected these cats. There's a lot of us in here. Some of us, we're going to read it, and we're going to chop it up. And before you know it, we're going to dissect that bitch. And either you're going to love what we say, and you're going to roll with it, or you're going to hate what we say, and you're gonna change it. I mean, either you're gonna love what we say, you're gonna change up some shit, or you're gonna hate what we say, you're gonna roll with it. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's just for the homies in the group. And if you want to get some of the same YouTube work, if you want to get some of the same tutelage and treatment that we get here, go hit us up at the website www.dfsweatshop.com. That is how we get it in. Okay. So take a look at this graphic, man. I posted it up on Twitter. I do it just about every day when I ask who will be the gang stack of tonight's MLB main slate. And damn, the Tampa Bay Rays just hung up 12 runs. They just scored 12 runs. Good Lord. So the choices I had Colorado Rockies up. Of course, everybody was on the Rockies. My favorite stack of the day was the Baltimore Orioles. I thought they could do what Tampa did tonight. I really did. I believed in that. And I didn't think anybody else would want to play them, which kind of showed in their ownership. They were very low owned. Nobody really wanted to deal with them. I'm glad I did because they were decent. One of my better lineups had them in it. It was cool, okay? But nobody wanted to be on them. The Philadelphia Phillies, they didn't start scoring until later in the game. They got it done a little bit. Toronto Blue Jays put up a fair amount of runs. So I had access to all of the teams that did pretty good, but I didn't have anybody that balled the fuck out. And the way I play in tournaments, I need to have access to the best stack on the slate in order for me to make money. That's just the way I play. Now, those of you that played your cash games right, you got your single interest up in there, you did the damn thing, I understand. But for me, the way I played today, I needed to really get exposure to the best stack on the slate. And I just didn't. So this was the gang Twitter poll that we put out. But here is who the real gang players were. First, we've got, of course, the Nationals, man. And the reason why the Nationals, to me, are the gang stack of the day over the Tampa Bay Rays is because it was a little harder to get the Tampa guys. A couple of these guys are towards the top of the order. You see Hobby Kendrick, Daniel Murphy is at the top of the order. Ryan Zimmerman scored his 9 points. Wilmer Defoe was a little bit towards the back. Matt Waiters. Jason Worth was a guy that if you did like Washington, you probably were going to like Worth because you hadn't seen him in the rotation for so long. He comes in and you play him. Yeah, Worth came back. And we talked about him in the line drive, and I was like, nah, I don't really like him. Uncle Luke, what's up, big homie? Luther Davis. So that was the gang stack for me. We look at these studs in terms of pitching, man. Max Scherzer, 32.95. Not really sure if that's worth it. 14K, 32.95. That's worth it. On this slate, yes, it was. Kluber, I would say he was worth 13K. Nola, awesome play at 26.15. I kind of got talked over him earlier in the day. Austin Pruitt was an incredible value at 24.3. Severino was decent where he was. Mike Montgomery was okay where he was. Let's take it. Stroman, not great at all. Some of the duds, man. Ian Kennedy, bro. If you played Ian Kennedy, I'm sorry, man. Checks in the mail. That dude sucked tonight. Ian Kennedy was bad. Marco Gonzalez was bad. Chris Tillman was bad. Senzatella. It sucks to know you have a guy in your top rotation and this guy bombs out the way Senzatella did. He was bad. He was horrible. So Daniel Gossett, they're just getting started. Of course, Zimmerman, not very good. And Urena was another pitcher that I had in my stable who really sucked. So let's go ahead, man. Jump right into it. We've got 15 games on today's DraftKings MLB main slate. First pitch goes out at 7:05. Taking a look at some of the pitches, baby. We got Chris Sale on the slate, 13.2. Jake Arrieta at 11K. We got some Rich Hill, 10.9. Urban Santana, 10.2. Dylan Bundy, 8.8. Alex Cobb, 8.6. Matt Moore, 8.1. Ooh, how does Matt Moore get 8.1? That's crazy. Trevor Bauer with a nasty curveball, 7.9. We got Zach Galli at 7.7. I kind of like that. Luke Weaver, 7.6. Jake Jr., 7.4. Fire, 7.3. Dickey, 7.1. Romano, 7.2. And Michael Fulmer, man, the price is all the way down on Fulmer at 7K. That's going to be in Coarse Field. So Coarse Field is on the docket again. So right there, you can tell we've got elite pitching in Chris Sale, supposedly, and we've got Coarse on the slate. So it's going to be tough. I went against Kluber tonight because I looked at Yanks, ISO, WOBA, and WRC Plus over the last 6 weeks, and they've been trending up, so I took a shot. I had Logan Morrison and some Kiermaier, and sometimes, why? Senzatella, Urena killed me too. My pitchers canceled out all my hitters. That happens sometimes. It does, bro. Shout out to the homie Tom Raleigh. It's tough. Let's go in. We're going to go game by game, take a look at park factors. We're going to take a look at, Severino got rocked. I had no Severino. I'm a Yankee man, and I told y'all I did not like Severino. I thought that the Cleveland Indians could get to him, and the one cat took him over the fence twice. Ramirez hit 2 jacks against him, hit the first jack, the strike first blood. Next time around, hit another one. I was like, yeah, this is not going to be a good one for Severino. That wasn't horrible. He had 22, but still, it was bad, yo. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game on the stage. It's going to be Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles again. 9.5 run total. There's a 37% chance of rain here in Camden Yards, man. 14 mile per hour wind coming back toward the infield. That's going to be tough. This is a game that might be in trouble to play. It might be. You're going to have a possibility of delay or rain out. So be on the lookout for that. I don't love bats in this game, particularly just because of the rain and the wind. But there's a good chance that you might want to take a look at a guy like Dylan Bundy at 8.8. Well, usually the rain kind of benefits the batters here, but that wind is just so bad. 14 mile per hour wind back toward the infield. That's just so bad that it's gonna be tough to get there. It is. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shelf this game and deal with this a little bit closer to lock in the line drive at 5 o'clock. We're gonna deal with this game a little bit more. Okay. Next game we got is the Cleveland Indians and my New York Yankees. Jaime Garcia at 5.7. Trevor Bauer, 7.9. I think Bauer could be in play for me, man. He could be. But again, we got a 43% chance of moderate rain here and 13 mile per hour wind coming back toward the infield. This is going to be a high East Coast thing we're going to be seeing, a trend throughout the day. A lot of rain and wind up there, okay? So the one guy that the guys that I do like against Jaime Garcia are going to be Cleveland Indians, man. Let's take a look at what the Indians do on the road versus left-handed pitching. I'm sure it's good. 20.9% K rate, 192 ISO with a 344 WOBA. That's going to put the Cleveland Indians squarely in play for us against Jaime Garcia. Look at Trevor Bauer, 7.9. Let's check out the Yankees at the crib versus righties and see how they've been playing recently. I'm talking 22.6% K rate, 187 ISO with a 324 WOBA. Not afraid to play Trevor Bauer against my Yankees. Remember, I am a Yankee guy. If I don't like him, I'm not going to play him. Next game we got is the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Citizens Bank Park is the site. Again, high northeast, okay? Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore. 56% chance of moderate rain here. 14 mile per hour wind. We could see a ton of shitty weather tomorrow, bro. Or today, rather. Excuse me. We could see a ton of bad weather. You got Mark Leiter Jr. at 6.8. R.A. Dickey, 7.1. I would stay away from the bats in this game. Excuse me, the pitchers in this game. Would be more prone to play some of the bats here. If we look at what the Philadelphia Phillies do at the crib versus righties, you're going to see it's been fairly solid recently. 25.9% K rate, 207 ISO with a 328 WOBA. That is definitely usable against R.A. Dickey. He is a knuckleballer, but I think these cats can hit breaking balls pretty good. Okay. On the other side, you look at the Atlanta Braves against Mark Leiter Jr. Now Atlanta on the road against righties. I don't think they've been really bad, man. 17.2% K rate, a 151 ISO, could be better with a 313 WOBA. That makes a couple of the bats there playable. Don't really want to get with the pitching in this spot. The next game is going to be the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals. Vance Worley, Edwin Jackson. Let's go look at DraftKings to make sure these are the correct pitchers we got. Yeah, see? Well, no, Nicolino came in and relieved tonight. I believe, didn't we see Nicolino in relief last night? If that's the case, then he's probably not going to pitch it. We're probably going to see Vance Worley here. If that be the case, I think we can go right back to the Nats in this spot. You look at the Nats at home against right-handed pitching, not bad at all. 22% K rate, 191 ISO with a 332 WOBA. We're just approaching that 30-day mark where we haven't seen Bryce Harper. We're approaching that. I think a week or two we're going to be at the 30-day mark, and then we can really we can count on the actual numbers that we find over the last 30 days, because you're not going to have the benefit of Bryce Harper being there too. So on the other side against Edwin Jackson, man, 6.9, not very great here. Remember, I see this is again high northeast, a 31% chance of light rain, 10 mile per hour wind. That is going to be a theme throughout the day, man. The weather is going to definitely impact the slate. It definitely is going to impact the slate. So I'm going to make use of some of the Miami bats here as well as the Nationals bats. Don't like the pitching on either side. Next game, we got Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. The first thing I want to see is what do the Toronto Blue Jays do at home versus lefties in terms of Ks. And you're going to see, man, they've been pretty solid, man. 330 ISO with a 383 WOBA. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this one because they just played a lefty, I believe, at the crib. No, okay, okay. 330 Woba with a 383 383 Woba with a 330 ISO. Now, how much can we trust that against Chris Sale? I don't think enough to stack him, but I think we can actually play these cats. I think we can play a couple of them. I wouldn't stack them, but I think we can play a couple of them. Now, Sale has been having a little bit of trouble lately. Looking over the last couple of starts, they haven't been prolific. They really haven't. Negative 5.25, man, against Cleveland. They hit him up. 20.35 against the Yankees and a 34 against the Yankees. 46 against Tampa, then a 1.8 against Cleveland. 38 against Seattle. 31 against the Angels. 40 against the Yankees. 27 against Tampa. So 37 last time against Toronto. So it's going to be tough. Brett Anderson, 6.4 is going to be there for the Toronto Blue Jays. Just play some Sox, man. I've got no issue. Hey, I like the Sox tomorrow. I definitely do. Looking at the Sox and what they do on the road versus lefties should be fairly decent, man. I'm talking a 16.9% K rate, 167 ISO with a 337 WOBA as a team. But remember, this is a very small sample size, only 77 plate appearances. So I think the Boston Red Sox are going to be in play for us. Next game we got is the New York Mets. Excuse me, and the Cincinnati Reds. Okay, another one, 15% chance of light rain in Great American Small Park, man. We got Chris Flexen, 5.8, Sal Romano, 7.2. Yo, Jonas Cespedes has been shut down for the rest of the year. He's done. Cespedes is done for the rest of the year. You're going to get all kind of crazy lineups here. You're going to get, the Nemo Lagares, Cabrera, Flores, Dominic Smith. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. And for that reason, I'm gonna have some exposure to Sal Romano here. Not only do I like Sal Romano, but I also am gonna have a look at a lot of the Cincinnati bats in this spot. Love Great American Ballpark. It's a small spot. Zach Cozy. As long as Cozy's there, I'm gonna be playing some Cincinnati Reds. You look at the Reds at home versus right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. They have been prolific. 19.9% K rate, 211 ISO with a 349 WOBA. I am all about that. All about that. I like that. Yo, they've officially given up. They've officially given up. And at Sal Romano at 7.2, I'm going to take a shot at him. I don't think he's been blown up in a couple of games. 20, 19, 5.2. That's decent. I can get with that. If I can get half of that from him, if I can get 15 points, 16 points, and a win for 7.2, I'm good. I'll take him. Next game we got is the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros, man. This game was supposed to be at Minute Maid Park. I don't think it's going to be there. They may move it somewhere. I'm not exactly sure on how they're going to do that. Speaking of the Houston Astros and Houston in general, man, shout out to everybody in Houston, man. Shout out to all of the Texas fam, man. Yo, I hope you all are doing well, man. You're going to find peace in your situation, man. Really hope. Because, being from the Carolinas, man, I know all too well the hurricane and what can happen. I know all too well that what happens in hurricanes, man. I've lived through so many of them, from Hugo to Andrew to so many of them, man. And I know it can be a devastating occurrence, man. So if you're out there, if you're in Houston, man, shout out to the homie Ronald DFS. Shout out to the homie LT, man, Landon Taylor, man. Hope you guys are doing well. Hit you up. He hit me back. But I got love for you, man. Hope you're doing all right, man. Much love to you, Rudy. Hope you and the girls are okay. All right, so Martin Perez, 6K. Mike Fire, 7.3. You got to believe that Houston Nationals are going to want to play with spirit, and they're going to want to lift the spirit of the people of Houston. So anytime they get on the field, I will be playing as many of them motherfuckers as possible. Give me Mike Fires here, most certainly. Definitely want to take some of the Houston bats here. I want nothing to do with Martin Perez. However, no, I don't want Martin Perez or any of the Texas bats. I'm going straight. I'm from Houston. Today, I'm from Houston. They're going to play in Tropicana. Give me Mike Fires. Give me Houston Bats. They're going to play with pride and spirit. I'm going to have some of those cats. Next game we got is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. Luke Weaver, 7.6. Matt Garza, 6.2. Yo, Luke Weaver was stellar. Yo, it was like no Luke, no money was the last time out with that 36.75 against San Diego. It was like no Luke, no money. And I can tell you, the Milwaukee Brewers, even though we're in a very small park in Miller Park, and it's a great place for hitters, Luke Weaver got some stuff, man. He does. And the price isn't like super high on him. 7.6 is a very fair price. You got Chris Sale on the slate, and you got Coarse on the slate. You've got ways to like divert people's attention away from cats like Luke Weaver and the solid bats that you want. You take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals and what they do on the road versus righties. I kind of like some of those cats, man. I really do. 24.5% K rate here, a 155 ISO, but the 336 WOBA is definitely interesting to me. Looking at the Milwaukee Brewers and what they do at home versus righties, they have not been as good as you think they would be. 27.5% K rate, 185 ISO, 323 WOBA. So what that means is either Luke is gonna strike a bunch of these motherfuckers out, or either Luke is gonna strike a bunch of motherfuckers out, or they're gonna knock him around the yard, man. That's what the numbers say. Look at check out Milwaukee against righties at the crib, man. 27.5% K rate. That is an insanely high K rate. Then you look at the WOBA of 323 with a 185 ISO. So I definitely think I think Luke Weaver, based off what he did last time and who he's playing now, I think he has the first shot at being the pivot pitcher on the slate. The guy who, if you're not playing, that means you should have some exposure to the Milwaukee bats. Okay? Next game we got is going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. Chad Kuhl, 6.1. Very cheap price for Chad Kuhl here. Jake Arrieta, 11.1. Arrieta in his last start, dominated, bro. Dominated. At very, very low ownership. 10.2 was his last price. And he's got 3 consecutive 20-plus point games. And, I don't see that changing against the Pirates. I really don't. We got 0% chance of rain here. 8-mile-per-hour wind at Wrigley Field. You've got pretty pedestrian Pittsburgh order, man. Especially if we find out that the homie Josh Bell is not going to be playing again. Josh Harrison is not going to be playing again. I think you could definitely get behind some Jake Arrieta and the Cubs here. So I'm going to highlight Jake Arrieta. I kind of like him in the spot. No Chad Kuhl for me. Next game we got is the Chicago White Sox and the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins have been going ham lately, especially cats like Buxton and Dozier's been pretty good lately. Max Kepler has been playing pretty well lately. You got James Shields, man. This dude is easily in line to be a Shelley, and I always like Urban Santana at 10.2. The price is kind of up on him, so you're not going to like him unless you really like him. I think I can get behind him here, and I definitely want some of the Twins bats, how hot they've been, especially against James Shields. We're looking at what they've been doing over the last 30 days at home versus right-handed pitching, the Minnesota Twins, that is. And they look at this shit, man. At 318 plate appearances over the last 30 days, the 26.7% K rate is pretty high. It's pretty high. But a 270 ISO and a 371 WOBA. That's incredible. That's why I couldn't play Shields. But let's take a look at him. 16, 15, 18, 15. Nah, he can get shelled here. He can get shelled here. He can get shelled here. Minnesota is one of the hottest hitting teams right now in the league. One of the hottest hitting teams in the league right now. And I'm not going to play James Shields against them. I couldn't. Next game we got is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Kansas City Royals. Jake Junis, 7.4. Alex Cobb, 8.6. We're here in Kauffman Stadium. Very solid spot for pitchers here. Alex Cobb is kind of interesting to me. It's kind of interesting to me. Because we look at the Kansas City Royals and what they do at the crib versus righties, and they haven't been very great, man. They haven't. Only a 16.9% K rate, which keeps me from like attacking them with a pitcher. 166 ISO, which is not high at all. But then 324 WOBA, which says, yo, don't just pick on them, So that's what's kind of gonna make me curb my enthusiasm in terms of Alex Cobb. I'm gonna look at him and what he's done over the last few starts. I believe he had a decent one, 16.75, 19.9. Before that, negative 15, and before that, 26. So he's been up and down. And that was against Houston. We had that really bad game. So, let's take a look back at that. No. Yeah, okay, good. You good. So, the Kansas City Royals, man, they've got to snap out of it at some point. Jake Junis, not a guy that I absolutely love. At 7.4K, which is a very fair price. He's got 19, 13, and 31 in his last 3 starts. So if you wanted to play him, I can get that. I understand. It makes perfect sense to me. Next game we got is going to be the Detroit Tigers and the Colorado Rockies. German Marquez, 6.6. Michael Fulmer, 7.1. This is going to be a tough game to read. Because, Michael Fulmer, man, at 7K is an awesome talent. Awesome talent. 6.1 against the Yankees, 24 against the Dodgers, negative 0.75 against Texas, 4.9 against my Yankees, 19 against Kansas City. Like, this dude should be playing so much better than this. He just hasn't been, man. He just hasn't been playing very well. And did you take him to Coarse where the ball can get up out of there if they make solid contact? It's just gonna be tough to get to Michael Fulmer. German Marquez at 6.6. Marquez at 6.6. That looks kind of promising too. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna look at Marquez here. 6.6 the price on him. 7.5, 15-2, 16-12, 33-30 in his last 7 starts. So he does have upside here. He does have upside here. But today might be the day where Coarse goes ham. It might be on both sides. So next game we got the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Rich Hill 10.9, Zach Galli 7.7. Yo, Galli is cheap, bro. Galli is very cheap. And his last 3 starts have not been awesome. Last 4 actually. 12.4, 17.4, 19.3, 13.6, 24.5. Against the Dodgers, man. And we know what the Dodgers can do on the road versus right-handed pitching, man. They've not been bad at all. I'm talking a 20.4% K rate, 202 ISO with a 323 WOBA. That's going to take Zach Galli out of play for me. Rich Hill, lefties against the Diamondbacks. You look at the Diamondbacks at the crib versus left-handed pitching. They have not been awesome either. 20.8% K rate, a 198 ISO with a 323 WOBA. The problem is, some of the bets. My baby just got out of the tub. She's naked and she's running through the house. And catch her. She's running through. She's naked and she's running through the house. She escaped from the bathtub. Samuel, I like the drum, brought up a really good point. You got to wait to see if Bellinger comes back. Now, if that's the case, we can look at this game completely different. If Bellinger's here, we can look at this game completely different. Because that's going to be another left-hand solid power bat to play against Zach Galli. So we're going to revisit this game inside the line drive at 5. Of course, it's 110 degrees. Ooh, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. Next game we got is the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Chris Smith, 5.4. Troy Scribner, 6.4. Do not like either of these guys here. Going to have some exposure to both bats on both sides. We're going to chop that up inside the line drive. Last game on the slate is going to be Matt Moore from the San Francisco Giants at 8.1. Luis Perdomo, 6.5 for the San Diego Padres. I want to have a look here at the San Diego Padres and see what they do at home versus left-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Oh my God! In only 83 plate appearances, 30.1% K rate, bro. 0.013 ISO and a 192 WOBA. Does that mean we can play Matt Moore here? The numbers say Matt Moore is in play. You look at Perdomo at 6.5. Let's take a look at the San Francisco Giants and what they do. Let's take a look at what they do on the road versus righties. Oh, man, that's tough. Right, the Giants, 21.5% K rate, 127 ISO with a 274 WOBA. So it's going to put both of these pitchers in play here, man. It is. It is. Now, I'm not going to say that there's no way I play Sale because he's priced at 13.2, which is he's the only high-priced pitcher on the slate. So there is some merit to playing him. There's just as much merit to playing him as there is fading him. So I'm not going to say that I can't play him here. Let's go look at all of the pitching prospects that we have uncovered so far. And, of course, we're going to shrink this down some. You've got Sale, Arrieta, Urban Santana, Matt Moore, Mike Fiers, Sal Romano, German Marquez, and Luis Perdomo. Those are the guys that I like so far. And, of course, we're going to shrink this list down and chop it up a lot more inside of the line drive at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Again, we've got Sale, Arrieta, Urban Santana, Jake Arrieta. Okay, Sale, Arrieta, Santana, Matt Moore, Mike Fiers, Sal Romano, German Marquez, and Luis Perdomo. Those are the guys that we're gonna like. He's better at home. Yes. So no, I don't like Rich Hill. I don't like Rich Hill. It's tough for me, bro. And you look at what Rich Hill did last time against Pittsburgh. He put up 40 against them, but it's tough for me playing a pitcher in a game that I like the bats in, especially on the road at one of the best place to hit. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. I just can't get behind him, man. I want to take a look at what they do at home versus lefties. Okay, the Arizona Diamondbacks. 20.8% K rate. They don't strike out a lot. 198 ISO. That's solid for extra base hits, and a 323 WOBA. I just I can't get there. Rich Hill is good. He's good. He's good. But I'm not afraid of him. I'm not. I'll actually play a couple of bats against him. I'll play Goldie against him. See, I kind of like with some of those like borderline ace pitchers. No, I'm not gonna play Bauer. I thought about it. No, not against my Yankees. I think they can get to him. I'm not gonna. Well, since you brought it up, I'll highlight it and we're gonna chop it up in a line drive. It's not just about what I think. Now let's take a look at our parlay, man, and see how we fared in our parlay. Okay, let's take a look. This is the party that we all selected, man, that we came up with. Okay, we picked Baltimore to beat Seattle. Good. We picked Philadelphia to beat Atlanta. Good. When I shouldn't have told y'all what the money line was in this game, because when I told y'all what the money line was, y'all were like, oh, Miami's gonna win. If I'd have told just asked you who was gonna win, Miami or Washington, y'all would have picked Washington. But when I told y'all the money line, and y'all were like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's go ahead and try to attack the money line. Then y'all picked the Miami, and we should have picked Washington. That's my bad. Then Toronto was so close. We were so close on Toronto. They ended up losing by a run to Boston. Cleveland, we were right about that. The Cubs, we were right about that. Tampa, you were right about that. The Rockies, and I think the Rockies game is still going on right now. So let's take a look. Okay, the Tigers are up on the Rockies in the top of the seventh, 4-3 right now. The Angels are up against the Athletics, and they're probably going to win this game. And then you got the San Diego Padres, who... No, I picked the Padres. Y'all picked the Giants. Yo, I wasn't sure that I was going to ride with y'all, so I made two different tickets. I made one with all of these guys and San Diego, and I made one with all of these guys in San Francisco. Y'all chose San Francisco. So the only games that you guys got wrong, was Miami and Toronto. All the other games, man, y'all were on point. So y'all got Miami and Toronto wrong. So we're going to try it again tomorrow, and we're going to hit. And I really do this just to show you the ease of betting on the money line. Very easy. Very good stuff. So this, of course, has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Letting you know, man, if you're on DraftKings, I want you to keep it 200. You're on FanDuel, keep it 250. You're rocking with the best. So I want you to keep it real. I want you to keep it honest. And first and foremost, I want you to keep it 300. Peace. We out.